Introduction: The Broken Promise. What is the one habit that can fundamentally change the trajectory of your life? It's not about waking up at 5 a.m. or journaling every single day or any of the latest hacks you see online. The most powerful habit you can build is far simpler and far more profound. It is the habit of doing what you said you were going to do. Think about the last time you promised yourself something. Maybe you said you'd start exercising, read a book, or finally tackle that project you've been putting off. And then you didn't. You gave in to a fleeting impulse. You let a moment of procrastination win. We've all been there. But what we don't realize is that every single broken promise, no matter how small, has a cost. It chips away at the most important relationship in your life, the one you have with yourself. The foundation of self-trust. This isn't about a lack of willpower, it's about a lack of self-trust. If a friend constantly bailed on you, if they said they'd show up and then didn't, if their word meant nothing, would you trust them? Would you respect them? Of course not. And yet, we do this to ourselves daily. We teach our subconscious mind that our word doesn't matter. We tell ourselves that we can't be relied upon. The result is a quiet feeling of weakness, a loss of faith in our own ability to change. The Stoics understood this principle perfectly. They knew that self-discipline wasn't a punishment, it was the ultimate form of freedom. When you're disciplined, you're no longer a slave to your cravings, your moods, or your impulses. You become the master of your own life. This video is not a guide to being perfect. It's a guide to being consistent. It's about building a fortress of self-trust, one small brick at a time. And we're going to start with the first and most critical pillar, the principle of self-integrity. The principle of self-integrity. Simple, clean shots of small, intentional actions. A hand making a bed, a person putting on running shoes, a book being opened. Self-integrity is the state of being whole and undivided. When you make a promise to yourself, your mind and your actions are in alignment. There is no internal conflict. This is what separates a life of quiet confidence from a life of constant internal struggle. Let's break this down. Start with a single, simple, non-negotiable action. Something so easy you feel ridiculous for not doing it. Maybe it's making your bed right after you wake up. Maybe it's drinking a full glass of water. Or maybe it's doing one single push-up. The action itself is not the point. The point is the act of following through. The action commitment loop. The biggest myth about discipline is that motivation comes before action. The truth is, it's the other way around. Action creates motivation. This is what I call the action commitment loop. You don't have to feel like doing something to do it, you just have to do it. Think about it. When you've been putting off a difficult phone call all day, the anxiety builds and builds. But the moment you make the call and it's over, you feel a massive wave of relief and motivation. You feel a surge of energy to tackle the next thing. That's the loop in action. You don't wait for motivation to make the call, you make the call. And that action gives you the motivation for the rest of your day. So how do you apply this? Identify one thing you've been putting off. Don't think about the whole task, just the very first step. Make a commitment to do just that one step. For example, if you need to clean your room, your commitment is just to take out one bag of trash. Do it immediately. Don't give your mind time to negotiate. Acknowledge the win. Take a moment to feel the small satisfaction of completing a task you said you would. This process trains your brain to love the feeling of completion. It rewires your mind to see action as the antidote to anxiety, not the other way around. Overcoming the all-or-nothing mindset. Visuals of quick cuts between a messy desk and a perfectly organized one. then a person doing a single push-up, then failing a workout, but smiling and getting up. Now, here's the most common trap people fall into: the all or nothing mindset. You promise to work out every single day, you miss one day, and you abandon the entire routine. You tell yourself, well, I messed up. I'll just start again next week. This is a dangerous form of self-sabotage. The truth is, discipline is not a perfect streak. It's a continuous practice of returning to your commitments. The disciplined person isn't the one who never fails. It's the one who fails and then gets back up. The key to overcoming this mindset is to practice self-compassion, not self-criticism. When you fall off track, don't beat yourself up. Don't call yourself lazy or undisciplined. Instead, use a simple rule, the 1% rule. You may not be able to do your entire routine, but can you do 1% of it? Can you do one push-up? Can you read one page? Can you tidy one single item on your desk? By consistently doing just 1% of the work, you stay in the game. You keep the momentum going, and you protect the self-trust you've worked so hard to build. The journey to a disciplined life isn't a straight line. It's a path with ups and downs, detours, and setbacks. But as long as you keep returning to your commitment, you will get there. The power of intentional rest. The power of intentional rest. This might sound counterintuitive, but a powerful habit of self-discipline is the habit of intentional rest. Many people believe that discipline is about constant grinding, that if you're not working, you're failing. But the Stoics knew better. They knew that true strength is not endless exertion. It is the wisdom to know when to stop and recharge. Your energy is your most precious resource. Every commitment, every project, every person you interact with, it's a withdrawal from your energy bank account. If you never take the time to make deposits, you will eventually go emotionally and mentally bankrupt. So how do you practice intentional rest? It's not about mindlessly scrolling on your phone. It's about consciously choosing to recharge. Schedule rest. Treat your rest like a non-negotiable appointment in your calendar. Unplug fully. Go for a walk without your headphones. Take a bath without your phone. Honor your limits. Learn to say no without guilt. Don't overextend yourself. By doing this, you're not being lazy. You're being disciplined. You're making a conscious choice to protect your energy so you can show up fully when it matters most.